We are finally back with session 3 of Maldonia the Next Generation. It's been a while, so what happened? What are you guys doing?
Well, last time we took a quest from the cleric guy. He was wanting us to clear out the old mill. There had been some fey creatures take up residence there, some brownies. And so we went to the old mill. We met some tricky little, what we think may be fey. I think they were extraplanar, and we just didn't have the knowledge to know what they were. They wanted us to dance on to in order to pass through, and so we did. Um, we got Killian to do the Macarena. It was glorious. Um, and so we found out that the Fey creatures in the mill had been chased out by a stronger creature, and either we would have to basically drive the Fey creatures out of the mill by force, or we could try and take on this creature and give them back their home. So, of course, we chose option B. But that creature was really strong and scary, and he spoke to Tay and was wanting Tay to betray us and become his mate and all this. And so we decided it was too much for us to handle, and we fled. We got caught in a storm, and while we were caught in this storm, there was a strange dude that showed up at our camp that was a worshiper of tinsel, and he agreed. He didn't speak, but he agreed that he would help us, and he basically just wrecked this thing. And he gave Killian a sword, I think, or a scimitar or something. And so we took care of that creature, but we noticed there were more, and so we didn't see them right now. Like, they were out maybe hunting or something. So we went back to town and told them, hey, there's these really strong creatures that are in the forest, and they said they would post a quest or something to get stronger adventurers to go take care of them.
Very good. Yeah, so you guys are chilling in the guild hall, ready to take on whatever new thing you guys want to do. Let me bring you guys there. As some festive music is being played on the stage as per usual. You guys get your meals and whatever. And I guess for the record, did you want Charlie's? Did you guys want to pilot him as if he's just tagging along, or do you want him just to not be there?
I figured he wouldn't be there this time. Maybe he has business to take care of or something.
Alright, so yeah, he will be doing his own thing while you guys have your own stuff going on. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, I guess we could see if there's any, new missions on the board, unless somebody else has something they want to look into.
I'm okay with checking out for missions.
Yeah, so with you guys can check the board yourselves if you want. I believe the only new thing for you guys that you would see is that they put up a poster for the creature you encountered, as well as a new creature that you haven't seen before. Which I can, instead of making you load that, I can just show you what you would see. Do I have it somewhere? What is it called? No, not that. Where is it? Ah, here. No. I thought I showed it to the other party as well. Where did it go? Or am I able to... maybe I'm able to go like this. I do that. Alright, so yeah, you guys can take a look at the board, and then I'll show you an image of what you see on the... This is one of the new creatures that's been posted a wanted poster for.
Does it say what he did?
Yes. Well, on the board it doesn't say, but you can ask around. You can find out. This creature is known as an abracadabra, something like that. And they were seen, or at least one of them was seen on the road attacking some random travelers. So a report was made to the guild near the road somewhere near the city. Watch out for this, aka if you can kill this, there's some reward. But no details have been posted yet because it's just freshly happened. But you can assume you'll get some sort of reward if you can come across these things.
Is there a threat assessment on it?
Yes. If you ask around, people will let you know. So they're pretty easy to hit, usually. They're chaotic, evil kind of creatures. Outsiders. They're good at breaking weapons and armor, if they get a hold of it. And they have a weakness to mirrors. It loathes the sight of its own reflection. If you use a mirror, you get a +5 bonus intimidate checks against it. And if it is adjacent to a mirror or attacked by a mirror-carrying creature, it must make a will save, or it will be forced to try to break the mirror instead of attack the person.
Is there a good mirror shop around?
Yeah, you guys could buy some mirrors if you want, if you planned on doing this, or finding this, or trying to find it. But you also know that it is about the mid of the first month, so you have about... so after next week, you will be unable to do the... there's some rare... What is it? Incense from the base of Dragon's Peak that someone was looking for 400 GP. So that quest will be unavailable if you... Well, it needs to be gathered before the next full moon. So before every full moon you could try to do it. But you're going to miss this full moon in about a week and a half if you don't want to... If you wanted to do that as well.
Is that quest known to be particularly dangerous? Like, what do we know about what would be around that area?
So that is at the base of the peak, so there's potential for some cave giants, hill giants, trolls. These aren't, like, guaranteed to be there, that's just, they could be around that area. Goblins, orcs. That's that's like the general, what could be in that area. More commonly, goblins and orcs. Wild goblin and orcs. And more rare would be a troll or a giant. But not super uncommon, but rarer than the other ones.
I'll look at Tay and Killian and say, so what do you guys want to do?
Well, there seems to be a lot of unknown between both of these. I guess it really doesn't matter which one we take. One is guaranteed combat, it seems. The other one, it may just be easy pickings, maybe not.
Guess when the question says, is any of us very adept at finding things in the wilderness?
Let me check, actually. Let me consult my character sheet.
Because I ain't got shit for survival, so I'm gonna be like, is that the incense? Is that the incense? I don't fucking know what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not very adept at surviving.
I mean, granted, we could probably get like an exact image of what we're looking for. It just might be difficult for us if we're not very nature inclined.
Remind me, John, are there like certain people we could hire at the Adventurers Guild to help us find our way in the forest?
Sure. Yeah, it's not something that's like specific. Like you could hire people you could hire like a guide or something to help you. I can check how much that would be if you guys are interested in that. For a guide for the forest, and if you weren't expecting them to help fight or anything, it would be 3 silver a day.
I mean, that would be pretty reasonable, I think. Just don't say anything, Killian, if you agree.
I guess I would lean towards if we can like hire someone who can just help us navigate where we're going a little bit better. And I mean, I would aim towards doing the quest that might expire soon.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, why don't we do that? We can handle the fighting as long as they can guide us.
Sorry, I'm just double checking something.
Steve redeemed something in chat.
Oh. Oh. Very nice. Alright. So yeah, if you want just like an average guide who can definitely get the job done, it's 3 silver a day, but if you want someone who's like really good, it'll cost more. So I just don't know if you guys want like someone that's like super good.
Or... What would be the cost of more?
They'll be a gold a day.
I don't think a gold a day is that badly. And I mean,
no.
And the better they are, the faster we might actually be able to finish the quest as well, because we'll probably get like a more direct route essentially.
I agree. I think that would be a good investment.
Alright.
So yeah, can we just say we're hiring the more expensive one and then pay it at the end of the quest when we know how many days we've taken?
Yeah. That is fair. Let's see. Who is your guide? Alright, yeah, you are introduced to a male elf, named Selenwee. As he introduced himself to you. You can put his name in chat if you care. And he's got this long, straight, golden hair, and he has just normal brown eyes. He's kind of short for an elf. He's like 5'7". And he's got like these 3 piercings on his nose and 2 piercings on his right ear. And yeah, he introduced himself as Selenwe. Hello, friends. Looks like I will be your guide today. Where are we headed?
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'll nod at him.
We're going to be doing the quest to get the incense from the base of the Dragon's Peak.
Ooh. He kind of looks you all over. I hope you are astute adventurers. Getting that close to the peak is quite dangerous, but you look like you all can handle yourselves.
Yes, I think we'll be okay. As long as we have a nice guide to help us get there.
Excellent. He kind of unfurls a map that he has and kind of just plots out the destination that you guys are going, and we can just take a look at the map real quick.
I also want to make sure that like we don't have to RP this, but we would have gone and talked to the person who's wanting this quest and like gotten a sketch or a picture or something of what the incense looks like, just so like we're certain we know what we're looking for.
Yes, the person who put this quest up is here. It is actually the cleric in the guild hall named Falk, and he lets you know that he's looking for this rare incense to perform a communion with Serial, and he wants to do this for the full moon, hence why it needs to be done before the full moon. And yeah, he will give you a sketch of what the incense and herbs and stuff that are needed for this ritual that come from this area.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure it's known that we actually know what we're looking for.
Yes, that is good. All right, yeah, so yes, we're on the map, and he kind of just shows you where you guys are headed. So he kind of just plots out this point, and he lets you know that you're going to be traveling into the woods at this point, and you're going to get close to the peak here. So a total of 26 miles, which is approximately a 2-day journey. What are you guys all 30-foot speed, or who's the slowest?
30.
So I believe that's a 2-day journey. Let me just double check. Unless you guys all want to rent horses or something.
I'm 20 foot.
20 foot? Okay. So with this 20-foot speed, you can get 16 miles a day. So yeah, it's about a 2-day journey. It would have been like 1 and a little bit if you were a 30-foot, but it's about a 2-day journey with 20-foot speed. Are you guys okay with that? Do you have enough rations? Are you going to hunt for food on your way, or?
I was going to check on my ration.
I don't know if I said it for this game, but we can kind of hand wave rations, and I can just like give you like a monthly fee that you paid for like drinks and taverns and all that, and just kind of give you a monthly cost for that instead of like us doling out little fees here and there and having to track rations and stuff. It's up to you guys how you prefer it.
I'm fine with that.
You fine with that?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't want to bog this session down with tracking that kind of stuff. So I'll just let you know how much you have to pay. And I'll assume you guys stay at moderate inns, or do you want to go to cheap inns or expensive inns?
I would just say moderate. That would be my vote. I don't, I'll stay where the
That's
party
fine.
stays.
Okay. Awesome.
I would ask Selenwe, like, do we need to bring, like, any kind of cold weather gear? What's the climate like around the peak?
Well, if we aren't traveling up into the peak, it should just be moderate climate, forest temperature. Not too cold, not too hot, just the same temperature around here, just moderate. At the base of the mountain, we're not looking at anything crazy. It may... I guess we should someone roll me a D100 and we can see what the forecast is like.
You want to do that, Wit?
Sure.
Ooh.
90 should be temperate, partly cloudy.
I don't think so. I think 90 is...
I mean, high is always good, so high should be good. Low is bad.
Not always.
I mean, it should follow the trend.
Yes, roll me a D3.
Still Whitney?
Whoever.
Oh, wait. Well, someone else roll it because I fucked up anyways and rolled a D2. I typoed it, so Jess or Jose roll it.
It was Dustin.
Okay, then.
So yeah, as you guys are about to set out, he will point out and look to the sky that the clouds are dark, and he suggests you just wait a bit to wait out an impending thunderstorm, unless you want to press forward, but looks like it's going to be a thunderstorm for at least an hour or so, and then after that it'll just be damp and rainy a bit, but not bad.
We can wait an hour for the storm to pass and then go.
Did we want to look into getting horses, or what do you guys think?
I mean, I think horses are just gonna be a little bit difficult for us to handle and deal with when we're trying to camp and fight, and I don't know,
Okay. I was just asking, because we didn't...
I say we just walk, it'll be fine. It'll be fine!
You guys hang out.
Words.
You guys hang out in the guild hall as the storm passes, and within an hour and a half the storm kind of dies out, but it's still raining a bit, but you guys can set out.
Yeah, who cares about a little rain? Let's go!
And someone can roll me a D100 to see if you encounter anything in the first day of travel.
Jose's turn to roll.
Yep.
We're just getting all the high rolls today, Jesus.
Clearly not.
True, we did have 2 nat 1s, but then a 90 and a 77.
At least it's not war cats.
I mean, you don't know that. It could be.
Yeah.
Gophers.
So you guys are traveling along. Oh.
Oh.
Ooh. This is interesting. Yeah. Roll me a D6.
Oh.
Good God.
All right, you see. So about, I'll say 90 feet down the path. It's kind of a straight, narrow path ahead right now. 90 feet as you kind of turn a bit of a corner. You guys look ahead and you see there are 6 cloaked, maybe halflings, children, small. I think they are small. Let me double check. They are, yeah, small, mechanically small, which is like less than 5 feet area. So yeah, they're like, they could be children, they could be halflings, they're probably too small to be dwarves because they're not as like stocky. But they're wearing like these hooded cloaks, and they're walking in like a there's 6 of them, and they're walking in like 2 by 2, so 2, 4, 6, in like a column, and they're just kind of walking towards Gethin, and you're leaving Gethin. You can, at this point, choose to divert and go off the road to completely avoid them and try to like not interact with them, or you could just simply pass by and speak to them if you want.
I mean, they don't, yeah, if they don't look like hostile or anything other than being cloaked, I don't see why we would like divert.
Nope. So yeah, you can keep on your path.
When we get close enough, I will wave and say hello.
Yes. Give me a round of perception checks for anyone who wants to like try to like look at them or gain any more insight on them.
Can we? We don't have our tokens out here, do we?
Oh, I can put your tokens out if you need.
Yeah, just so I can use the little macro thing instead of opening the character sheet.
Yes. I'll put you guys in the bottom area here. Very nice, very nice.
How do we activate that again?
Click your character, then click the roll skill, and it pops up all the options, and you click perception.
If you have the macro on your like little bottom bar there where it says like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you have roll skill on there?
I had it at one point, but it's not there.
Oh. Well, to put it there, you can go to the little folder on the side of that bar. And once you're there, you can search for roll skill, and then you can drag and drop it onto the bar.
I'll be right back real fast.
Sure. Were you able to get it back on your bar?
Yeah.
Awesome. And she said real fast, right? So maybe I'll wait to describe what you see.
So, how about that local sports team?
Did you find it weird that somebody let their wolf sit on top of the table?
True. I believe it's not a wolf, it's a panther or something. I forgot what her thing is.
Oh, they had a canine look to it.
Yeah, that's the only token I had. But I believe it is... It's a saber-toothed cat stat block, but I believe she specifically wanted like a panthery thing. I don't know.
Sorry about that. Dinner was ready.
It's all good. So yeah, as you guys got decent perception, except for... So Killian doesn't notice this, but Tevasea and Alice, you notice that at least the first 2 people that you see that are walking toward you, they have... where did the description go? Here. So, the first 2 individuals, they look like they have these, little incisor fangs kind of like sticking out of their mouth. That's kind of like peeking out through their closed mouth. And what are these called again? Okay, that you probably wouldn't be able to see. Yeah, that part you can't see. Yeah, so all you can see is that they have these little fang-like things protruding out of their mouth. And other than that, they look like these... they look like they're like more like a child human. Is what they look like to you. They don't
Any
have any
knowledge check with like seeing that?
I guess knowledge local. Let me see if there's other way to figure this out.
Pretty sure I know.
How do you know?
I mean, I rolled a 28 knowledge local. If I don't know what they are, then we should GTFO.
That's what she does.
I thought that was an out of character comment.
No.
Yeah,
She
I mean,
drinks, she knows things.
this is why I'm not sure how to answer this question. You're not sure what they are. You've never heard of a race you never heard of a race of a thing that just innately has fangs, unless you as a person out of character you can think of a race that could be. I just can't think off the top of my head what those would be. But yeah, you're not sure what in terms of race, like elf, dwarf, halfling, whatever. You're not sure what this is or what they are.
But they look
You're
more
okay.
childlike than halfling.
Yeah, because halflings, do they have any special features about them?
I mean, adults look like adults, just smaller, from what I understand.
Yeah, halflings, blah, blah, blah. Halflings, a height of 3 feet. So these are taller than that, than an average. And they prefer to walk barefoot, leading the bottoms of their feet to become roughly callous. But do they have anything... Halfling ears are pointed, but blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So halflings have, the pointed ears. These don't have pointed ears. They have, human ears. So they're definitely not halflings, you can tell. And that's why I couldn't remember if halflings had different ears, like elves and stuff. So yeah, they look like they are human children. But as you say hello, they respond in common and say, "Oh, hi, how are you?"
We're doing good. How are you?
Good. We're just heading towards the city.
Have you run into any problems?
Nope. The road is clear from where we've come from.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You guys stay safe.
You too. And they'll keep walking, and I'll use your same perception checks. So only the first two had those, little protruding little fangs, the ones that you were speaking to. And as they pass and you kind of look at the faces of the other ones don't. They look more just like a normal child, human child. But they can pass, and you guys can cross paths, and they go about their business.
At least they didn't have horns.
Yeah, they did not have horns. That you could see anyway. They had cloaked hoods on.
Alice was just sort of trying to tease Tay a little bit. But yeah,
She's
I guess
purposely ignoring you because she's very confused about why she doesn't know what the fuck those things are.
Yeah, and you guys can keep going. As they pass, your guide will say, "Oh, did any of the rest of you notice that the first two, they had these little fangs?
Yeah, it was weird.
yeah.
Do you know what those were? They didn't seem like
No idea.
human children, but they looked like it. Huh.
Maybe they just have a really bad overbite.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you can confuse an overbite and fangs. They're very different.
Selene, how old are you?
I am... Good question. Let's see, how old... Because, yeah, I was also thinking of that. He's pretty old, so he might know what those were. I am 135 years old.
And you've never come across creatures such as those?
Let's see, what do you come across this? This is kind of random. Yes, I'm not quite sure exactly what they were. It could have been a number of things. I mean, clearly they weren't vampires. They wouldn't be having their fangs protruding like that.
And it's daytime.
Well, an astute vampire can travel in the daytime with a simple magic. Are any of you magically inclined? Well, they're kind of out of reach now, but perhaps there was some magical effect on them, giving them a different appearance. Could have detected... well, I think it's rude to detect magic randomly at strangers, but if you were to do it subtly, maybe it would shed some light on what's happening there. I think there might be some magic involved.
We should just get some spectacles with detect magic constantly going, and then they won't know.
That is a very impressive item if you were to find one.
I look back to see if they're still within 60 feet.
They could be, but if they are, then they could also hear the chanting of the words of detect magic.
She could whisper it.
No, you can't whisper
Can't
spellcasting.
whisper spellcast.
So do you do it or no?
God, I'm so curious, but I also don't want to be douchey.
What would your character do?
I think she's torn. She's very curious, but she also doesn't want to come across as super douchey to something that was, like, perfectly nice to us. I think her curiosity overwhelms her, and she tries to be discreet about it, but, I mean, she obviously can't be super discreet. Maybe I detect magic, and I sort of point it off somewhere else to be at first, and then try to point around their direction, or do, like, a whole, like, 360 or something.
Yeah, is spellcraft a train? You only can roll that if you're trained in it, right? Or have ranks in it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Let me look at... Yeah, it is.
Wow, these things don't have spellcraft, so I guess they aren't able to know.
Get fucked!
But they do hear you chant magical words, and as you do that, they will, like... do any of you speak Sylvan?
Let me check.
My other character does. What does this one speak?
I do not.
I don't either. I have Elven, Infernal, Orc. Yeah, no Sylvan.
Yeah, so you hear some strange language coming from them as they start to, like, run away. But you can catch them in the aura as they run away because they didn't know what spell you're casting. Let's see. What happens when you detect magic on this? I guess it would be as the spell. Let me look up the spell. So what do I need? You can give me a knowledge arcana for the school, and then spellcraft is only, they didn't cast a spell, so yeah, I think you just give me knowledge arcana. So immediately you do tell there is a magical aura about them, a moderate strength aura, as they run away. And you can tell it is from the Transmutation School of Magic. I don't know, do you get the sub-school with it? whatever. I'll just polymorph. Transmutation polymorph. But yeah, as you cast that and are getting that knowledge, they kind of like run away further down the road.
They were obviously polymorph or disguised, but...
Tay, that was very rude.
I mean, I was curious. I wasn't hurting them.
Yeah, but you just scared a bunch of children.
I'm pretty sure they weren't children. I literally just said they were polymorphed. They're probably not children.
Ah, fascinating. So there was magic about them. Interesting. Creatures with fangs that can polymorph. You can also roll me a knowledge arcana to try and think of a creature that can do that. He's not too sure, but damn. You think of an Aranea, which is a spider creature that is intelligent, that can shape change. And that little fangs you saw clue you into that they were spidery fangs. But they're known to be neutral creatures, so they're not like evil spiders or anything. They could be bad, they could be good. They're just spiders, intelligent spiders that can shape change into humans. And specifically, what you saw, the first two, they have a spider humanoid hybrid form that can like still do some of their attacks and stuff, whereas they can also form just like a normal humanoid that has no appearances of the fangs, but then they can't do any of their attacks either.
Are they just running, or does it look like they're preparing to fight us?
No, once they heard a spell being cast, they just booked it down the path and ran away from you guys.
Yeah, I'll tell the party what I think they are.
Well, they didn't mean to harm us.
True. And I didn't want to harm them either. I'm just curious. It was really bothering me that I didn't know what they were.
Haven't you ever heard curiosity killed the catfolk?
Well, good thing I'm not a catfolk.
Killian just shakes his head.
Um,
Can we move on?
Yes, your guide gives you a direct path, but as at the end of the day of your first travel, where you need to set up camp. So you can either set up camp in the beginning of the forest, so you can like go like half an hour into the forest, or you can just lose an hour of travel time and just set up camp not going into the forest. So if you basically, where do you want to sleep? Right outside the forest or in the forest?
I'll ask the guide, what is his opinion? Does he think it would be safer in the forest or out of the forest?
My personal opinion is it would be safer to camp outside the forest. I believe at night there are more manner of creatures that look around that may be attracted to our campfire, or the smell of our food that linger in the forest. So if you want to avoid any unnecessary creatures that you don't want to dispatch of, it might be best to sleep outside the forest.
I think then that's what we should do. Killian?
It's fine by me.
Alright, someone else give me a D100 to see how your nighttime goes. Of course, you guys can talk amongst yourselves around the campfire if you want first.
Before that,
Yes.
I'm going to use... I don't know how to link this.
Quick study. Prepare a spell and place
Oh, there
an
it
enlisting
goes.
spell by expending 1 point of her arcane reservoir. Using this ability is a full round action that provokes an attack of opportunity. Alright, I'll take that on you. The Arcanist must be able to reference her spell book. Alright, so you're just switching out a spell, basically. For Keep Watch, I guess. Very nice. And you can do one creature.
Per 2 levels, yeah. So, yeah, I'll ask if anyone particularly wants to be the one person. I have the best perception. I could stay up, but I'm obviously would have to wake you guys up because I'm pretty weak by myself. But
I think, can any of us see in the dark?
Yeah, I have dark vision.
Why don't we have you keep watch, and then if you see something, you just say something. Wake us up.
Okay. Yeah, so I will prepare a keep watch and put it on myself for the night.
Alright, yeah, you guys set up a campfire outside the forest area. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before you head to bed?
So, how's everybody feeling?
Tired. Long day.
I'm good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad we got out our big feelings.
Yeah, good talk.
All right. Well,
You three go sleepy.
I guess
Night night.
I rolled the D100.
As I contemplate in the middle of the night messing with them. What would be fun to do? Do you think putting their hands in water actually makes them pee themselves? I'm just talking to myself.
Spooky music.
I attempt to put Killian's hand in water to see if it works.
Alright, Killian, make me a fort save.
For science.
Oh,
You should have the macro as well to roll saves from. If you
Is that
don't.
Casey?
That's knowledge check. There should be
The
one.
heart
that's-
one.
Yeah, the heart says roll saving throw. Do you have that one?
You said fort save?
Yes. Ooh, yeah, Killian will pee his pants. But not
Got
right,
him.
not right away. This will happen a few hours later. And give me a perception check during your watch. I'm assuming you guys are done talking. You didn't have any feelings to share.
Apparently, we're just a very touchy-feely party.
Oh god.
Um,
Game's punishing me for making Killian be himself.
Okay, since you're the one up for watch, give me a D4. Let's go to a map.
Ruh-roh. Danger, danger.
Stranger danger.
I'm in danger.
Fucking had a nat on my perception check, man.
Yeah, let's get all your tokens out here. Let's set the scene. Boom. Tay. Killian. Alright, let's activate this scene. Bring you all there. I'm gonna add a little campfire. Or would you... I guess I didn't ask. Would you keep the campfire going while you're chilling at night, or...
Probably not, since I have dark vision. I would try to not attract things to us, if possible.
Alright, so it is turning to nighttime on the map, so there is no light for anyone who can't see in darkness. Killian, you have dark vision?
I do.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're half orc. Damn. Alright, so the only one who can't see is Alice, I guess. Alright, so where do you guys want your camp? I can move you... I'll just put you over here. Let's just say you had your camp over here. You're over here, keeping watch. Your tent is like back here. You're keeping watch here. And just trying to get this thing a token. Cause you gonna be surprised.
Surprise, buddy.
Surprise, buddy. Well, luckily you only rolled one.
Yeah.
It's just one hill giant, no big deal.
It's just one demon Glabberzoo.
I mean,
They're
at
really
least
not-
it hopefully can't. Depending on if it's a melee creature or not, hopefully it can't get to me and attack me in one round, but we'll see. We'll see.
I can't believe I don't have a token for this. I gotta have one here.
They really don't make Tarask tokens?
No, I have Tarask tokens. Why don't I have one for this? It's like it's a pretty common creature. What the hell? That sucks. Alright, is this gonna be a random token then? And then you'll just have to take my word on what it is. Boom. Token. This thing, what is its speed? 50 feet. Well, unfortunately, I think it just gets up to you because you're surprised, right? Like, you don't see it coming.
Yeah, it probably gets up to me, but I don't think it can get up to me and attack me, right? Because technically, like, a surprise round would be...
Well, I think the
Move
surprise
or-
round starts when it attacks you. Because you don't see it, right? Because, like, the perception is to see it coming. And then when, like, it goes to attack is when you roll initiative, then that's the surprise round, right?
I assume the surprise round would be, like, it getting up at me, because, like, how, like... So it's gonna be, like, right next to me and I don't see it?
Yeah, because you
And
rolled
then
a 9
attack me.
perception, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
You're
guess
busy laughing about your prank.
technically, I guess it needs to roll. It needs to beat your perception with a active movement stealth. Technically. So let's see. And if it moves half speed, there's no penalty, right? Let me look. Stealth check. Your stealth is opposed by perception. Creatures that you fail to beat your stealth check are not aware of you and treat you as a total concealment. You can move up to half your normal speed using stealth at no penalty. Alright, so it's creeping. Half speed, so it gets 25 feet closer. It's going to make another stealth check. Stealthing toward you.
Do I get more perceptions, or am I just stuck with the one perception
Sure, you
for
can
the
make
entirety?
another. You can make another one. Oh. God damn it. Alrighty.
John wants to kill me.
You see it. Or you already could see it, but your character actually sees it. I'll reveal the roll to people know I'm not cheating. As you see a giant scorpion that has a shitty token, but let's get you in combat. This thing in combat. Wait, oh, you already put yourself on. Why is there two of you? Can I just delete?
Nah, I didn't do anything.
She's using mirror images.
And let's get some combat music. Oh yeah, and I assume the guide is sleeping as well. He's not a combat dude. Where's my combat music? Boom. Alrighty. Alright, you can roll initiative, and then when you wake people up, they can also roll initiative. You privately rolled some dice. What?
I had it on the blind from when
Oh, whatever. It still worked.
And yeah, I don't. I'm like, I just took it off now.
Alright, you have initiative. So yeah, if it wasn't... Sorry if I didn't make it clear. Before you is this black scorpion kind of snapping its claws at you, trying to creep up on you.
Just looking here at the distance for Ishbel.
Oh yeah, and you can do a free knowledge...
Oh, this is fucking forever away. Okay.
knowledge nature. If you wanted to identify it.
Yeah.
Very nice. You know this to be a giant scorpion, which is a large mechanical creature, vermin, specifically. So it's immune to mind-affecting effects. I guess I'm supposed to ask you what question you want, but you, like, killed the DC anyway, so you get, like, 30 questions or whatever. So I'll just tell you everything. It's got 50-foot movement speed, it's got tremor sense, dark vision, it's got 2 claws, plus it'll try to grab you with each claw. It's got a sting that has poison. If it grapples you, it'll constrict you. Can't think of anything else. It's AC 16. I don't know what else you'd want to know.
No, it's fine.
The poison is DC 17 to save against, or you take D2 strength damage. What?
What the fuck?
You have a plus 101?
I don't know what that is there for.
It says 1d20 plus 1 base attack bonus plus 100.
Well, I mean, it's magic missile, but yeah, I don't know why it's programmed like that.
Oh, yeah, it just shouldn't even have an attack roll. It's a magic missile.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that, but...
Let's just quickly fix that.
Joke's on you, it has a 113 AC.
Spells. Let's look at... Magic Missile. What happened to you, Magic Missile? Details. Activation cost, yes. Range spell attack. Maybe it... Oh, I think they just do that because they need to do it to... roll, but let me just try taking off no formula. Try just rolling it again and see what happens now. I'm just curious if it, like... Oh, so it still rolls it... Whatever, just... Oh, shit, I didn't see that animation before. That was cool.
Yeah.
Just ignore the attack roll, I guess. You just need it, I think, to generate the damage and stuff. I think that's why they did 100, because it always hits or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
But 5 force damage... Wait, that was 5, right? Oh, same damage.
Yeah.
Cool effect, too. But yeah, 5 force damage. Ugh. pegs this creature, and I am assuming you're shouting for the party to get up, or...
Yeah, I mean, I'm booking it over here, and I'm like, God, there's a scorpion! Don't let it kill me!
Yeah, both of the other characters, you can wake up and roll your initiative. Because you could potentially beat the creature in initiative. Which you do. Killian, you wake up and you see your pants are soaked. And you're going last because maybe you're confused about this state
What
you're in.
smells like piss?
But Alice, it is your turn.
Alright. I am going to cast Bless.
I think you all have a bless buff, right? If not, I can add it to your sheet. Is this true? Do you guys have bless buffs?
I do.
I do.
Okay, nice. Excellent. And the scorpion will get to go before Killian.
Oh, for my move, I stand up.
Sure.
Just so you know, yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are prone. And this thing will move 50 feet
Damn.
to the nearest creature.
Fuck you, buddy.
Fuck you, buddy. But unfortunately, it will just get to try to sting you. Hiya!
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, I need a fort save from you. And did you want me to apply your damage?
Yeah.
Ugh, the stinger just kind of jabs you as you're getting up. And give me that fort save. Ooh. So you are going to have to roll me a d2 for your strength damage. Alright, note that 2 strength damage on your character sheet. That is done on the attributes page and the strength thing. There's a thing that says damage. You see that?
Yeah, I'm changing it.
Alrighty. Killian, you are prone and awake.
Stand up, I guess. Have no choice.
And anything else you're doing, or? I see you've activated your blood rage. Do you do that, I guess?
I'm not sure I can do anything else other than stand because he's not close enough for me to do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, you go into rage, I guess, because blood rage is a swift. I don't remember.
Oh, I didn't mean to turn it on yet.
Well, I mean, I think you can.
I've forgotten I was prone. I'm going to use it against him, but I can't attack him from here. So.
Yeah, blood rager's it's a free action actually, so you can do that now if you want, or you can do it next turn. I guess you shouldn't do it now because you're gonna waste a round of it.
Yeah, I'll do it next turn so I don't waste it.
All right. All right, Alice, you have initiative. The scorpion's in your face.
Yay. Alright. I'm gonna take a 5-foot step back.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
All right, go for it. I believe you can target yourself and then click, use Cure Light Wounds. Then you can, when it comes up with the healing, you can click Apply Healing to yourself as well. If you want. I can do it for you.
Actually, so I don't know if my character would know this. If not, I can just try and see what would happen. But, if it's immune to mind affecting, does that mean it's immune to Sanctuary?
Ah, is that a mind affecting effect? I can't remember. Sanctuary. Let's double check. Yeah, because I'm assuming Tay conveyed the. No, Sanctuary is Abjuration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's just a will save. Yeah, it doesn't say mind affecting in it. So yeah, it would
All
work.
right. I'm going to do that on myself first instead.
Alright, you cast Sanctuary.
Oh, I targeted everybody, but
Yeah, it's fine.
just me.
Alright, so yeah, remind me if it does go for you, it'll have to make a will save, or it won't. Excellent. Tay. Ooh, another magic missile coming out for 3 force damage. Is that correct? Like, how many missiles do you have right now? Is it just one? Oh, shit. Okay.
It's just one missile right now, yeah, so I think that's correct, yeah.
Alrighty.
That's about all I can do.
Alright, Giant Scorpion. Let's see who it's gonna go for.
But I am backing up a little bit more, to be honest.
Sure.
Like, fuck this thing.
It will go for Killian.
Alright, back real fast.
Yeah. It's gonna start with its 2 claws at you, Killian.
Whoops, I didn't mean to roll that. Sorry.
The first one will miss, but it looks like the second one will hit for 9 damage.
That is correct.
And it will try to grab you. So this is going to be against your CMD. Oh! That, I think, is a grapple.
Yep.
So now that it has you grappled, can it constrict you? Let me double check. A creature with this special attack can crush an opponent, dealing bludgeoning damage when it makes a successful grapple check. Alrighty. So it will try to constrict you once you're in the claws. So I think I can just do this. Well, no, I didn't roll it. Whatever. So it's 1d6. You're going to take another 6 points of damage as it squeezes you. And I'll apply that for you.
God, thank God I only rolled one of these fuckers. Jesus.
Yes. Killian, you're in this thing's pincers. You can either break out, or if you have a light weapon, you can just attack it.
And
You have a fire sword, right? It's light.
But
it
as,
emits light. Alright, what is it to get out?
you're going to have to make a CMB check, but you probably want to free action Blood Rage, because I think you get more strength from that, right?
Yeah, I'll do that first. And then CMB check, you said?
Yeah, as a standard action, I'm just double checking because it's been a while since I've done this. If you are grappled, you can attempt to break down a standard action by attempting a CMB check. You're going to try and beat its CMD. Or Escape Artist, whatever's better if you want. And alternatively, if you succeed, you can become the grappler. You can grapple the scorpion if you want. But yeah, CMB is a standard action to break out. Either way.
+1 to Escape Artist. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's either Escape Artist or CMB. And let me check your character sheet. Your CMB is +10. So you'd want to do CMB for sure. Ooh, and that's the number you needed. You break out. You kind of jam the claws open, and now you're out. So you have a move action and swift actions and whatever else you want to do.
This is terrible.
Yeah, you guys can run. You don't have to fight this thing.
We'll use the guide as bait.
Push him in front of him.
Run, guys!
Yeah, with how injured I am, I'm gonna say we need to go and start moving away.
Yeah, you can move a 5-foot step back without provoking attack of opportunity, or you can provoke and just move your full speed if you want.
How injured did the scorpion look?
It looks... It's less injured than you guys.
Yeah, I'll take my 5-foot step back.
Alright, Alice, you're up.
Alright, okay. I am going to move over towards Killian. And I'm going to use my Healer's Way ability. And I get an extra +1 due to one of my traits.
Alright. So there's an additional +1 on top of that?
Yes.
Alright, and I'll do that for you. +3. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Alright, Tay.
Rather confused as they're like, we need to leave yet not leaving, so...
Well, I'm trying to heal him,
Yeah.
so... Because he's our first line of defense if we're going to be fighting something.
Yeah, I mean, if he... I mean, I don't want to, like, push you guys to run, or I don't want to push you guys to fight either, but I'm pretty sure if Killian lands, like, a hit, he does a fuck ton of damage, doesn't he? So, like, I mean, if he crits it or something, it's probably going to drop it, but if he hits it, it probably is going to get another round of attacks on you and shit, so it's kind of... It's a pretty deadly situation, probably, if it hits you. It does damage. Unless you have a way to, like, blind it or do
Yeah,
something.
that's what I'm trying to do. Let's see here.
John, does
Mhm.
Fae Foundling count towards lay on hands? Because that's basically
Only
the
on
effect
you.
I just
It's
used.
your
Only
Fae
on me.
family, yeah.
Okay.
What?
They're in my freaking way, okay? I'm trying to... How can I do this?
Climb
I
this
get-
tree right here.
He's bouncing around the battlefield.
I can crouch.
Okay, I just need to read how Dimensional Slide works real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, fuck it, I guess. Hopefully this isn't a mistake.
What are you doing? Oh! Oh, you wouldn't want to do that. It's mind affecting.
Oh, oh god damn it, it is mind affecting. Okay, so then never mind. Never mind on that. Didn't realize color spray was mind affecting.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Shiraze's pain when we were in that forest with all those damn insects.
Yeah, so there's unless I take a 4-round action. Okay, well, Never mind, just staying over here. Moving this way a little bit till I see what they want to do and do that instead.
Oh, that will hit for 3 acid damage. Kind of singes the scorpion. Giant scorpion. Oops. Let's see who it goes for. That is Alice, as it takes a step forward.
Make a will save.
Yes, it will try to
Does it
launch
have
its stinger at
reach?
you. Yes, it has 10-foot reach.
Oh, gross. Okay.
And I needed to make a will save. Oh, it fails. What happens? It just can't. It loses its attack, right?
I believe so. Let me make sure.
Sanctuary. And any opponent attempting to directly attack the word creature, even a targeted spell, must attempt a will save. If the save succeeds, if the save fails, the opponent can't follow through with the attack. That part of its action is lost, and it can't directly attack the word creature for the duration of the spell. And that spell lasts for. Oh, it ends this round, I think, right? Because we're on the second round.
I believe so.
So good use of it as it's tries to raise its stinger toward you, but then the power of the gods kind of divert its stinger and it hits the ground. Killian.
Alright, yeah, I'm mad, so I'm gonna step forward and try and hit it.
Oh shit. Make sure you get some healing next round.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Alright, you step forward. Let's see a big attack. With the blood rage. Ooh, solid hit. God damn. And what is this text that I added there? An successful crit, which it's not. The fire does not harm the wielder. In addition, the extra fire damage from the flaming ability deals an extra 2 low roll there on fire damage on successful crit. Oh, that's all crit. Okay. So it does no extra damage if it's a normal hit? Is that right? Let me double check.
I thought flaming weapon always did.
Yeah, so did I.
Some sort of fire damage.
Usually flaming is 1d6 fire damage on every hit. Flaming burst is where on a successful crit it does like 2d6 or something on the crit. So the burst might not do anything on a regular hit.
But Flaming Burst says a Flaming Burst weapon functions as a flaming weapon that also explodes on a successful crit.
Does
so I did have the D6 in there.
D6.
Yeah, the D6 is in there. Okay. And the bottom is the crit, if it crits. Gotcha. Alright, so well done. Your slash brings it to almost dead, but then the extra flame that you got burns it alive.
Yeah! Roast scorpion.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
So after it falls down, I'm going to turn around and be like, who the hell put this cup in my tent?
I'm going
to just shrug. Scorpion?
I'm going to look at Killian and be like, I've heard that steroids can make you incontinent. Do you take steroids?
I'm going to, like, super squinty eye her as I'm glaring.
I'm just adding Charlie's character so I can give everyone the same experience right now. Sorry, so just give me a second. Douche and combat. Yes. Split evenly. There you go. Everyone should have got your experience. Oops.
Let's see. Was this like early on in the night, or did we?
This is like early on in the night. It's like an hour or two into your rest. So Keep Watch is broken at this point, of course. But, yeah, you can take that for healing. I'll apply it to you. Did it work? I don't think it did. I'm gonna try again. Why isn't it working? Am I lagging or what's going on here? Maybe, Jess, you have to do it? It's not letting me do it. Oh, you applied it to yourself. You gotta make sure you select.
Oh. I figured since he was my target. So maybe he needs to click on it
Yeah,
and do apply healing.
Yeah. Just make
So
sure you
you
have
see
your
where
own
it
token
says healing?
selected.
I've clicked it and it's not doing anything.
So yeah, just try selecting his token and then doing it. See if it works.
Nope, it did me again.
Sorry, so you're targeting him, but you have to. You know how you select a token with left click, you can't even select him, can you? Because you don't know
No.
the token.
No, I can't select it.
Weird. Okay, so don't select your token, so unselect it, like highlight a box somewhere else so you're not selected on your token. And make sure you targeted him and now try apply healing.
Still doing me.
You're sure you're not selecting your token?
Yeah.
Weird, it works in the other games.
Yeah, it just keeps on doing me.
Weird. Alright, I'll just add it manually. It's not even letting me add it manually. Let me try re-adding your character here. Something weird's going on. Alright, let me try now. It's not letting me edit your character at all anymore. What's going on here? It won't even let me edit your character sheet. What the hell?
I broke the game.
Why is Jose's character sheet always fucked up? What's going on?
It's the Blood Rager thing.
Oh, maybe that's doing something? Alright, let's try.
I already turned it off.
Oh, you turned it off, yeah. Hold on, I'm just gonna try deleting your character again. Bringing him back. No blood rage, no buff. It won't let me add or subtract any HP. It won't even let me edit your sheet. Do you have something like open on your... Is your sheet popped out? Is anything strange about your character sheet? Can you close it all?
I've closed everything other than the game.
Really? Okay.
Do you want me to reload?
I'm reloading. Let me just see if something on my end is messing it up. Weird.
Damn it, Jose.
God damn it, Jose. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, Jose, can you try reloading? I don't know what the hell's going on. It works on Jess. Whitney's is working. It's literally just Jose's character sheet is not letting it be edited. Why?
Access denied.
He's a glitch in the Matrix.
I'm sorry, John. I can't let you do that.
Okay, now it's working. Now I can edit your sheet. So I gave you 4 HP. Let's see if this works. Now it's working. I don't know what was going on, but it's working now. Alright, I applied the healing. Sorry. That's done. Anything else you guys want to do? More healing?
I was gonna do more healing depending on how much that got him up.
Can you see each other's health bars?
I can.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and do a second one.
Alright, and then yeah, try selecting him, targeting him, and then see if you can apply it. See if it works.
Did it work?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna heal myself as well. And I should get 3 more on top of this. So that should give me 5.
Why do you get 3 more?
So I have a trait that gives me a +1 to my any kind of lay on hands effect like this.
Okay.
And then I get +2
+2
from Fae Foundling.
Alright, do you want to do it, or do you want me to add it to your character?
I'll do it.
Alright. There you go.
And I'm gonna do one more.
Well, it should bring you to full. There you go. All
Yeah.
right. So the remainder of the night, you guys will have to take turns taking watch, but you can do that. Or you can all just go to sleep if you want.
Nothing bad would happen, right? Yeah, I say we take turns.
Takes turns.
Sure. You have a peaceful evening after that, and wake up to a brand new day. And yeah, you guys can hit your resting macros. And you guys are back on the road. So by near the end of the day, you will get to your destination. And does anyone roll me a D100 to see if you run into anything in the way in the forest on your travel?
It's Jose's turn.
$90. Oh my god.
Why do we keep rolling so high?
Because we really want to level.
Give me a round of perception checks. Very good perception. Let's see if you guys notice this thing. Yes, you all notice this, even Alice. You notice this about 40 feet away in one of the branches of the trees. You guys all see this. You see this bright-eyed, doll-sized woman who wears jewels and silks. She has pointed ears, 4-fingered hands, and a mischievous grin. So she's tiny mechanically, so she's like a little pixie kind of thing, who's kind of like, I believe she has wings, right?
I think I know who this is.
How do you know who this is?
Wasn't this the character that gave like Shiraze and them a hard time?
I don't think so. I don't think you guys ever ran into this. Oh, I guess she doesn't have wings. I don't think so. She doesn't have a fly speed. Yeah, okay, she doesn't have wings, sorry. So she's just like a tiny little pixie kind of creature that's hanging out on top of this tree branch who kind of sees you all look at her and she kind of waves at you.
Hello there.
Hi!
What's your
Knowledge
name?
check?
Yeah, you guys can do a knowledge nature for Fae, right? I forgot what's Fae. Let me double check.
I think it is nature.
Yeah, just roll it and I can click the book to confirm. Knowledge nature. Wait, why do you have two?
One is mine.
Oh, why does one come out different? Whatever. But Fae are
Yeah,
indeed
Fae
nature.
is nature.
Alice, you're not too sure, but Tay, you know this to be a danthine. Danthine? I don't know how to say it. I'll put it in chat. Danthine. You know this to be a chaotic neutral tiny Fae kind of creature. I'll give you a little description since you nailed the check. Rejected from the courts of the Fae realms, they are sometimes called gossip pixies. They nevertheless delight in courtly intrigue. They adore the trappings of wealth and class, but lack a deeper understanding of politics, and focus most of their energy on personal entertainment and accumulating wardrobes of rich fabrics and random jewelry. These tiny Fae spend their time skulking around academics, guilds, and noble courts, stealing valuable and influencing mortal minds to create drama. When they do reveal their presence, they portray themselves as wish granters, often to make persons' dreams come true in exchange for services and treasures. In reality, they have no special ability to grant wishes, and they rely on their magic, bluffs, and mundane theft to uphold their end of the bargain. They rarely operate alone, usually enticing a desperate courter into serving them in exchange for popularity. More rarely, they assemble lesser Fae into mock courts, drafting unsuspected mortals into their sometimes deadly intrigues. As degenerate urban cousins of nymphs, they have the ability to bond with mortal creatures and invest with them with passion and confidence, but the bond is a deadly one, slowly draining the life force from temporary partners, ultimately leave them in a catonic state.
Jesus.
They are 10 inches tall and weigh only a few pounds, despite their plump forms. A very interesting creature.
The fuck?
So yeah, as you see her, she's got this fancy little... She's only 10 inches tall, so she's got this like little fancy dress on. She has this nice little shiny jewelry that catches your eye. And I guess she pays particular attention to Killian. Kind of like giving him the eyes.
The flirty eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to her.
Damn.
We should keep moving.
Why?
Agreed.
Don't one of you want a wish granted?
No, because I know you can't actually do that.
That's rude.
My mom told me not to accept wishes from strangers.
Do any of you have any jewelry on you that's like obvious or no?
I don't think any of us are
No.
rich
Nope.
enough to have jewelry.
You pawned off the one piece we did have.
That's
Right.
right, you did.
Oh, we could have
I-
given her the cursed ring. That would have been
would've been-
hilarious.
Oh my god. I'm carrying around a fancy mirror, but it's not jewelry, and it's probably way too big for her to.
What about Silouan?
How about what?
Our guide,
Oh.
Silouan.
Yeah. Let's see if he has anything fancy
God.
on him.
And is he attracted to this creature out of curiosity?
No, he kind of nods at Tay's advice to keep moving, as he's aware of this creature as well. But he does have a nice necklace on that she kind of take notes of. But she just looks at Killian as you guys are, as he's completely uninterested in her. And what does she have here? She kind of looks at you, Killian. She says, why aren't you even looking at me? Don't you find me pretty? And I need you to make me a will save, or you can voluntarily fail.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is a supernatural ability, so you won't be able to spellcraft it, or there's no spellcraft check.
As this is happening, I am slowly nudging
Aw.
them to be like, come on, let's go. Let's go.
So you felt like this almost bond try to form between you two, but then you kind of like shake it off, and you're immune to the effect. She looks saddened as she is unable to.
When I feel that, I'll just say out loud, it's like, I'm not attracted to women.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh, well, I guess I am a woman, but you've never been with someone this tiny as me.
Oh my god. Does that even I don't want to know. Can we go?
Why do you want to leave? I offer you so many benefits. I could.
No, you really don't.
Yes, I do. I could give you all heroism.
No thanks.
Why
We're
not?
fine. Because not interested.
Yeah, I'm still walking at this point.
Y'all are rude. And she
Bye!
just puts her hands on her hips and is upset with you guys. But you guys
Don't
can...
sass me. I'm the sassiest one around here. You will not outsass this tiefling, so you can go back where you came from. Oh wait, they don't want
I'm
you back.
prettier than you.
Yeah,
She
well you
says
can
it.
fuck off.
You
I'm
guys-
acquired taste. I don't need to be prettier.
Your horns are ugly.
Yeah, well, you're tiny and no one likes you.
No one likes you, you devil creature.
Rather be a devil creature than a lying dumbass fae.
Oh my god.
I will say, hey, and I'll just pull out this tiger's eye that I have in my backpack. I'll say, hey, look, do you want this? You can have this. We don't
Don't
mean
give
to
her
offend
shit.
you.
Oh.
She was rude to me first. Why are you acting like it's my fault? It's always the devil girl's fault.
True.
I'm walking away now. I'm not. If you want to give her shit, you can do it by yourself. I'm leaving.
I'm just trying to make her not mad at us.
You are a nice creature, unlike your friend.
I flip her the bird as I'm walking away.
So what is this
Yeah.
thing you're handing her?
It was something that we looted. It's just like the gemstone tiger's eye.
Okay, remove it from your character sheet as she really likes it and she thanks you. And she asks you if you would like heroism cast on you.
Sure.
So heroism lasts 10 minutes a level, so this will last quite a while. You will have, I guess I could just give you a buff for that. So yeah, she thanks you for the gem, and she'll cast heroism on you. And let's see if I have a buff for heroism in the compendium. Hero, yes, I do. Let's give it to you. Alice, buffs, heroism. Click. Let's make sure it does what it's supposed to do. Changes, yeah. Morale bonus on... So you get +2 on attack rolls, saving throws, and all skill checks
Very
for
nice.
10 minutes per level. And if you ask Tay about it, you'll know that she is level 5. So that's 50 minutes. We'll just round it up to an hour. So you have an hour of heroism.
I will thank her and, bid her good day.
Yeah, she'll give you a little peck on the cheek and thank you for the gem, and yeah. And then you'll also have to make a will save
Okay.
as she tries to bond with you.
She's gonna make you her lover.
Ah, you feel like you were forming a nice bond, but then you kind of shake off becoming her animal companion, basically.
Real friends don't have to fuck with your mind.
And I'll just say, I'm sorry for my friend. She's not the most sociable person.
Is she even really your friend? Can you even be really a friend with those things? She probably dreams about murdering you in her sleep. You should be
So
careful.
far, she's... Well, I appreciate the advice.
She's
So
also
far,
very
she's been
ugly.
nice.
And her clothes suck. You should tell her that.
I'll let her know.
Bye!
Bye!
And you guys can keep walking. What a freaking creature to roll.
I'll just be like, I'll just catch up to them and be like, she wasn't too bad.
Yeah, not
Right.
too bad. She only tried to probably mess with both of your minds. Would have tricked us if she had the chance and would have lied about giving us a wish to get us to do something for her. Yeah, not too bad. Sounds like a solid girl.
I mean, the thing is, you don't want to offend the Fae, though, Tay.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't care who I offend.
Ditto.
But we're in their world, their realm.
Good for them.
I'm just saying, how would you like it if someone came into your home and was like, rude to you?
Oh, so, like, my entire life, you get used to it.
Well, I have heard that hurt people, so I'm sorry that happened to you.
I am not trying to hurt people. I'm just trying to make sure our group doesn't get conned or scammed.
Well, I appreciate you looking out for us.
Yeah, maybe next time you'll listen. I'm glad she didn't take over your mind.
I've made a lot of friends with the Fae. I used to go in the forest a lot.
That's a big yikes from me, but okay. You do you. If you start acting weird,
But yeah, you guys can finish up the day's journey, and it gets to the crack of evening as you approach basically the location where this incense and herbs and stuff are. So you can either spend some of the night looking for it, or you can just camp and look in the morning. What would you guys like to do?
I'd spend a little bit of time looking for it, at least until it gets, like, dark.
Sure, and are you lighting a torch for Alice, or is Alice casting a light spell or something, or are you guys... Yeah.
I do have a potion of light on me, so I could do that unless someone else has light that they can...
Probably be an oil of light, but whatever. Yeah.
Oh.
Is there actually potions of light?
It was something that we found and I've kept on my character sheet. I don't know.
I maybe meant to put oil. Oil makes more sense to me. That you like oil something and then it lights up, but whatever.
I mean, I could just hold my sword out.
Or that, you could do that. I just want to know if you're providing light so that other creatures might notice the light as well, or not. But Alice wouldn't be able to see without light. I mean, it's not pitch dark, but in order to see properly, to look for things.
Would this be like an herbalism check for us to find this?
It could be a herbalism or knowledge, nature or survival check. Either of these will help try to identify and find the right herbs you're looking for. Your guide can also assist with this. He's trained in these things as well, so he'll make a check as well.
All right.
But he'll need a
I'm
light
just
source as
going
well, because I believe elves just have low light.
Alright, well, I'll just spend a round, change a cantrip out, and do light.
Yay!
What do you cast it on?
Something of either Alice or the guides, and I'll tell them that like they'll kind of have to stick together. So an object that one of them is holding, and then have them sort of stick together while they're looking.
Sure, you can
cast it on my sickle.
There you go. You can grab the blade of the sickle and light it up, and the guide will go with Alice. And sorry, Jess, were you trying to say something?
No, I was just sort of thinking what we would put it on.
All right, yeah, you light it up, and I'll bring you to a map. And Jose, sorry, go ahead. Did you say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to push the button.
Oh, thought you wanted to say something. But I can bring you to the map, and you guys can kind of... Don't move around just yet. Let me bring all your tokens here. Alice. Killian. And I guess I'll just add a random token for your guy that you have with you. Let me give him a quick token. He is an elf. There we go. There's your elven friend. He's sticking with Alice. And yeah, you guys can kind of look around.
I'd say Alice and the guide kind of stick together, and Killian and me kind of stick together, just because we don't know what's out here and we don't want to get, like, ambushed by ourselves.
Agreed.
Ooh, very nice check. Nice. You guys are good at the skill checks, clearly.
I don't have any of these checks.
You're the muscle. I'm assuming that wherever I'm going, the guide is just staying with me.
Yes, he's just walking with you.
So, like, what are we looking at up here? Like, obviously this is like a waterfall and, like, stairs going up, but can we not see any of the upper kind of area?
No, yeah, you can't see it from where you are. You'd have to go up there.
So, are we basically at the base of the mountain here?
This is part of the mountain. This is not the mountain. This is just like a random cliffside that you're at. You do see these like ancient stairs that kind of go up. It's not really a structure. It's more just like it seems like these stairs were carved out of the wood, and it's just kind of like built up into this like. Once you go up there, you'll see it's just like a pool of water and a little cave that this waterfall goes down into and stuff like that.
That's cool. Well, I'll wait for Alice and the guide to get up here, and then, I don't know, do we check out this cave? Have we found what we're looking for anywhere out here?
You haven't, yeah. So these checks, they pretty much tell you that you've scanned the area and you haven't found it. And the guide lets you know it's likely in this cave. You'll have to venture in a little bit, and you'll probably find it in there.
Alright, well, I guess, cautiously venture into this cave.
Alrighty.
Are there any other valuable herbs or anything that we see?
I guess you did make a really good check. Let's see. What is around here? Let's see. Yes, you do find some interesting things with that check. You find some bane berries, some black alder fruit, and I can tell you what those do in a second. I'm just seeing what else you find. And the rarest one that you find is Chimera's Fang, which is a fruit as well. So you find those three. Bane berries are poisonous, so don't eat them. But you can collect some, and they can be applied to weapons as though they were a dose of poison. So you can collect that if you want. Or this blackadder fruit that you find is used in alchemical recipes, but when you chew it as a standard action, you receive an alchemical bonus to saving throws against disease, equal to 2 plus 1/3 of the herbalist class level. And the last one, the Chimera's Fang. This one, when you chew it as a standard action, you get a random +1 luck bonus to something randomly, like you don't know. It could be like a skill check, ability check, attack rolls, damage rolls. It's determined randomly, so each little piece of fruit is like a different... It does something differently, I guess.
Okay. Am I able to harvest them all?
You could if you wanted to, yes, but it would take you some time. So you guys would not be able to explore the cave. You'd have to spend a few hours gathering these up.
Okay.
I mean, you can still explore the cave. It would just be tomorrow instead of tonight, right now.
Hours, damn.
Well, you have to harvest them carefully. You don't want to... So I will let them know what I've found and, ask them, like, do we want to look in the cave tonight? Do we want to harvest this and then look in the cave tomorrow?
I mean, we should probably focus on, like, the mission we came out here for. Harvesting that would just be a bonus if we can.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'll leave it be for tonight.
Yeah, you can always come back and look for these in the morning if you want. And so, yeah, you guys want to head into the cave. And you're maintaining your light source?
Yes.
Okay. Did we want to take a quick little break here while I can make a better map if we want to take a little break?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Let's take a break. We are back. You guys are walking into the cave, and I'll bring you to a map. Let's get more spoopy music. Alright, and I did give you a light effect, Alice, so you should be able to see. But if not, let me know.
It's still loading, so I'll let you know in a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see.
Excellent. You guys are in the cave before you start moving. Do any of you speak Orcish aside from Killian?
Checking. Yes, I do as well.
Alice, do you or no? No? Okay.
No, I don't.
Killian and Tay, you guys immediately, as you kind of get into this, so you've walked a few minutes into the cave, and where I'm like ejecting you into this map is like 5-10 minutes of walking into the cave. And as you come into this part, echoing throughout the halls and the caverns, you'll hear Orcish. You'll hear a bunch of like cheering and like positive affirmations after. You can't really like make out exactly what's being said because you're a little far away, but you do hear like it's as if someone's like giving like a speech, and a bunch of people are like applauding and reacting to it. And you hear this coming from the north if the map was standard orientation of a compass. So up, you hear it coming from up there. And you can give me a perception check, and how good you get, I can give you like perhaps how many numbers you hear. Yeah, unfortunately with that perception, it's very echoey, and you can't tell. Oh, but Killian, maybe because you're half orc, you can tell this is one of those war band rallies kind of thing that the orcs likes to do. You know there is at least 12 orcs at least amongst the rabble you hear.
I will convey to the group that there's a large number of orcs up ahead, and it sounds like they are rallying for something.
Well, I personally don't want to take on a bunch of murderous orcs.
You can give me a knowledge local to know about orcs, if you wish. The standard orc. That's good enough, you know. Just generally, like your average everyday orc is quite not a threat. So your everyday average orc has around average of 6 HP and an AC of 13. And they are usually wielding a falchion or javelins. And not too formidable. But you do know, since Killian let you know he heard at least 12 plus, there's probably a leader of these orcs who is probably stronger than that. And there is, in a war band, there's probably a spellcaster of some sorts among them as well, probably. So the everyday, these 12 plus orcs are these piddly little 6 HP orcs, and then there's probably 1 or 2 like formidable orcs amongst them, which you wouldn't be able to identify within the general check. But your typical war band would have these type of people.
Yeah, so I'll just tell them, we typically shouldn't have too much problem with the smaller ones, but there might be 1 or 2 that we might have some trouble with.
Now, is Killian proposing you go in guns blazing with his fellow orcs? Do you not care, or do you want to perhaps parlay with them? Or I don't know what Killian's thoughts are on the wild orcs, not in civilization.
Don't really care.
Damn,
I'm more
okay.
here for my quest item so I can get the hell out.
Alright, orcs by nature, just everyday general orcs, are chaotic evil. So if anyone has any qualms about that, they are considered chaotic evil generally. There are obviously good orcs and stuff like that, but if you want to just go in guns blazing, you would feel mostly statistically justified, I guess.
I mean, we could always find out what they're warring against or for. Who knows? Maybe we agree with them. Maybe we don't.
That is a good point. Can anyone get closer and find out what they're saying?
Well, I mean, I think we're going to have to move as a party. We don't know where they are, and we don't know if they'll even take the time to stop and talk to us. If they don't, we don't want to be separated.
Would it be known that they don't like half-breeds?
No, that's not a general thing. Let me just read the description to see if there is any mention of that. I don't think so.
They're not dicks like elves.
Just asking questions. If you're
Yeah.
wanting us to parlay with them, we need to know.
So, just with your general knowledge check, you would know that wild orcs are generally arrogant and quick to anger when challenged, but only worry about honor so far as it directly benefits them to do so. They typically prefer to steal things than make things. If you come upon one of their camps, which this sounds like it might be, you're likely to find it's filthy, filled with drunken brawls, pit fights, and other sadistic entertainment. They lack the patience for farming, only to shepherd most of the robust and self-sufficient animals. Orcs and humans interbreed frequently, though it is almost always the result of raids and slave-taking rather than consensual unions. Many orc tribes purposely breed half-orcs and raise them as their own, as the smarter make excellent strategies and leaders for the tribe. So it sounds like they actually like half-breeds. And they're more likely to be the leaders, because the human side adds more intelligence, apparently. But yeah, that's what you know about the general orcs.
Well, we can continue our search for the item. If we run into them, we can try to be diplomatic.
That's not going to go over well. The one person who's decent at talking to these people can't talk to them unless they speak common.
True.
Well, I guess we carefully move forward. If
Sure.
the GM wishes to unpause the game.
So yeah, just move where you actually want to be. So if you want to move as a party, let me know.
I think Killian should be in the lead.
Is this bottom corner over here or just a dead end?
Nope, you can go that way if you want. So you guys came into... the map isn't perfect, but you guys came in like this way. So you can go up, you can go this way, or you can go that way.
Okay.
We heard it from coming.
You heard it from up here, yeah.
So do we want to avoid them first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really, I don't know really what to do. I don't particularly want to kill any creatures, but it sounds like that we may not have a choice if we want to get the incense if this is where they're making their camp.
Well, right or left then?
Right, I guess.
Alrighty. So as you guys walk there, you'll see two orcs that are kind of standing guard. Tay can't really see the second one, but as Killian and Alice kind of walk into these two orcs, they kind of immediately jerk their heads toward you. And they see Killian is an orc, but we're going to have to roll initiative for now, just so everyone gets a turn to do things. So I will pop these guys into combat. And I'll pop you... Okay, you guys, I'll put the rest of you in combat. Okay, or you do it yourselves. I got you, Killian, in combat. And I can roll my NPCs. Alrighty. This orc has initiative first, and he looks over, he sees Killian, and he's speaking orcish, and he says, "Who goes there? Who you?" And he kind of moves up. You can answer, it's a free action.
Gotcha. So, here looking for an herb, nothing more.
Drop weapons and surrender, if come in peace.
Sorry, buddy, you're coming at us with weapons drawn.
Me no know you. You could be enemy.
I don't know you either. You could be my enemy. You're coming at me with your weapons.
This our cave, you leave. Now.
We will leave. We're just looking for an herb. Simple as that. We have no qualms with you.
Alright, he kind of stays guarded, listens to your words, but you can take a movement or keep talking if you want.
I look back to Tay. I'm assuming she understood the conversation.
Yeah, Alice will probably be confused at what's happening, but...
I have a plan.
Feeling they're not intelligent enough for us to reason with.
I assume you're saying this in common. Or what language are you guys conversing in besides...
If I'm not talking directly to them, I guess I would say common, unless I'm assuming they wouldn't understand, but I don't know that.
So did you say that in common, Tay?
Sure.
What'd she say?
In Orcish, I said I think you're stupid.
He gets angry.
Jay just shrugs at you guys. I mean, he is.
Killian puts his hand to his face. God damn it, Tay.
What are you doing, Killian?
Moving forward.
Alright, take your movement. I guess I have to do that. So as he makes his war shout, and if you move forward, I will roll the rest of them into initiative.
Oh, Jesus, the rest of them. Holy shit.
Why did I have to get such a low initiative?
Okay, hold up. Hold on a minute.
Goddamn. I wish we had Charlie.
It's fine. He'll come back and the party's just dead and we've rolled new characters. No big deal.
So your guide is in the back. He says, maybe we should try talking to them?
I'll look at him and be like, yeah, that's what I want to do, buddy, but it's not my initiative.
You can talk as free actions if you want to say stuff.
Alright. Since I know they speak common, I'll say, hold up. We are coming in peace. We're actually looking for an offering to Cereal.
She called us stupid.
She is stupid. She doesn't speak well.
I agree. Hand her over and we eat her.
I can't hand her over, but she knows that she made a mistake. I think Orcish is like...
I want to hear her apology.
I taste bad. I'm double spawn.
Me no care. Say you're sorry.
Tay, say you're sorry.
Hold on, I'm trying to not insult him again.
She doesn't speak Orcish very well.
I am sorry, Mr. High and Mighty Orc. I did not mean to insult your intelligence. You are by far the smartest person in this room.
Alright, yeah, Killian, what are you doing? He seems to like lower his weapon a bit, but he still seems guarded. But not like as aggressive now.
I probably should have rolled that as well.
Sure, yeah, both of you can roll it. Just so I get a sense of how well they take that. I should have called for that, actually.
I mean, I'm not trying to be diplomatic.
Well, you're trying to be diplomatic because you said sorry. So roll it. You can just aid Alice's check, basically.
Yeah, I'm having to find it because it is definitely not something I'm proficient with.
It's on the roll skill.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, that's enough to aid her. So.
Holy shit, that's good for me. Realistically, should be bluffing here because I don't mean a word of it, but you know, whatever.
Well then, yeah, I will need a bluff. I thought you were sincere.
Did I sound sincere? I told him he was the smartest creature in the room. Do you really think I think anyone in this room is smarter than me?
Alright, just roll me a bluff check.
But do orcs really get sarcasm?
Well, that's why maybe they don't have good sense motive, but you're still going to get a check, and you're going to roll a bluff.
Bluff is not on there. I'm bad at this, too.
So he starts to puff up again. He says, "You don't sound sincere. You make fun of me again." But Killian, what are you doing? He still doesn't look like he's ready to fight at the moment, but he's definitely like has his sword out and stuff. But it doesn't look like he's gonna like charge in.
I'll just say, look, as I said, we're just here to look for this item. As soon as we find it, we'll leave.
Alrighty. Another orc comes out and says, "What's going on?" In Orcish. This is an Orcish.
I'll respond and speak up and say, your friend there has allowed us to look for an item so we can leave as soon as possible. He looks
over, and then he looks over and he says, "I no allow them yet. We talking. Oh, they liars."
Jesus, guys.
This one.
Dream team over here.
You'll hear a shout in Orcish from way back. It says, "What's going on? Apprehend them and let's see what they're here for." Tay, your turn.
I mean, none of us have made any other actions.
Well, you were talking a lot, and I couldn't get an action out of you, so...
Well, if the third one spoke up and said what's going on, that means they're starting to converge here, so I would have
Well, it was his initiative. I was moving through the initiative order.
Okay.
But none of them are looking like they want to like charge you yet. They were just given the order to apprehend you now. So
Okay, so I'll just say, look here, I sincerely apologize. I have an odd sense of humor, not people understand it. So I apologize for that. But as he says, we are here just to find an item. Are you all gathering for some reason? Maybe we can aid you if you aid us in letting us find the item. Kind of trade?
And you're meaning this sincerely?
Yes.
Okay. Boss say to apprehend you. Drop weapons, and we speak.
I don't really like being apprehended. I would come speak to your boss, but I don't really like people touching me.
Okay, we no touch, but you put weapons away. You don't have to drop them.
I think we could put them away for now. I look at Killian.
I didn't have mine out to begin with, but I'll say that sounds
Yeah, they're
reasonable.
mostly looking at... I guess no one has weapons except for Killian, I guess, right?
I mean, I carry a dagger, but I don't pull it out.
Okay. So yeah, I guess they look at Killian when they say that, seeing if he sheathes his weapon.
Yeah, I'll step out of combat stance, I guess, and put my sword away.
Alright, if you sheath your sword... They'll keep their swords down. They kind of like point it at you, but they're not attacking you, and they'll kind of just like come up to you. They won't touch you. But they'll say, you follow us, and no sudden movement.
Sure, lead the way.
Alright, I can kind of take this combat music out, but as you guys are led there, you do hear some orcish war drums being rolled. We'll keep this initiative just in case you guys do anything crazy. But,
as we're walking up, I'll ask them, I'm like, what is your boss's name?
Boss name Volek.
Volek?
Volek.
And what is the name of your clan?
We are the Karkors. Karkor clan. Have heard of us?
Either one of you two heard of them?
You can give me knowledge history?
I don't think I'm trained in that.
Then, yeah, you wouldn't know.
I don't know if...
Ooh,
yeah.
Tay, you, I guess, randomly came across this in some of your orcish studies. This clan is known for... actually, this is odd. This clan is known for being in the mountainous region of Dragon's Peak, so they were supposed to be, like, in the mountain. So it is odd that they're not in the mountain and at the base of the mountain here. So their territory is usually, like, mid... Not at the very peak, but, like, mid-range of the mountain. So it'd be odd to see them here, I guess. But that's enough information as they continue walking up and you follow them. And they kind of bring you into this, like, area and you guys can kind of step in. Just to, like, get some sight.
When you get a moment, can you just, like, paste their clan name and their leader's name in chat?
Yes. This is the orc boss, I guess I'll call him. Yeah, look, he told you. And it is the Karkor clan. And this orc holding this two-handed axe, who I guess is Volek, kind of steps forward a bit. I can't get him looking the right way. There you go. Says, "Oh," and this is where the drumming sound is coming from. This guy here, he is actually kind of... So both these orcs are clearly special in their appearance. The one on the drums seems to be... Does it have a description of him? No, I guess not. He's just an average... He just looks like a normal orc, but he has this, like, drum set, and it seems to be... It seems to be special. It's not just a drum. Like, it's not just a random orc drumming. It seems to be he's very good with the drums, and you can take from that what you will, purely hinting at something. But then this orc, obviously, over here is the boss. He's got this big two-handed axe. So he's, like, resting it on his shoulder. And he says, clear way, let me speak to them. And then they, like, kind of move aside. Oh. You walk into our cave. Who you?
We are adventurers. We're looking for some incense to offer the goddess Cereal.
Incense? We no have this.
It's like a plant and it smells good.
Ah, smelly grass. We have this.
Oh, okay.
It are smelly grass. He squints his eyes at you.
Can we trade for it?
What you have?
Is there something you're in need of?
He scratches his chin.
I notice you're at the base of the mountain instead of where your clan normally resides, up in the mountain. Is there some reason why?
How you know where we normally from?
I'm well knowledgeable about many things, and your clan happens to be one of the clans I am knowledgeable about.
Giants and goblins take our land.
That is a shame. You're far superior than giants and goblins.
We rallying to go take back land. You help us, and we give you smelly grass.
I think we can help, sure.
You kill goblin and giant?
How many giants we talking?
2. And many goblin. 3 goblin shaman. Use magics. Rest easy, we kill. Giants hard, we need help. You help. For smelly grass.
I'll look at them. I'll say, we could help them. We could help each other.
What kind of giants?
Let's see.
You can just describe them and I'll probably know what kind it is.
Good idea. So he will describe it, and then you'll get a knowledge local check after I pull up its character sheet so I can give you a good description. Where is my character sheet? There we are. He says, this one have red-brown skin. It here, based on when we walk on ground, it can tell. And it has ability to speak with animal and shape stone and heal. And you can make me a knowledge local check based on that. Ooh, very nice. You know this to be a mongrel cave giant. Specifically, he's talking about a cliff mongrel hill giant. These things are quite formidable. They have, you basically have enough to get one question, but I'll give you a general sense of its prowess. It basically gets 2 attacks. It uses a battle axe. It has AC 21. It has very low will and reflex saves, but very good fort save. It can hurl rocks up to 140 feet. It's got a plus 12 to hit on its first attack. And I think that gives you a good sense of it. And obviously it's a large creature, so it has 10-foot reach.
Yeah.
You help us?
I would love to help you, however, I'm pretty sure these giants you speak of would kill us in about 6 seconds.
But look, we have Orc Warband. He points, he waves to his troops. We hold it at bay. And
if we all tried to take on these giants right now, I'm pretty sure they would kill your entire warband and then us. And I don't want to see your entire warband get killed.
We do lose many orc in first attack. If we give you smelly grass, you promise come back and help us when you stronger, or when you have better plan, more people?
I think we could definitely arrange that.
Absolutely.
He looks to Alice. You do have some holy paraphernalia among you, right? Some holy symbols.
Yes.
Or do you? Okay. So yeah,
Yes,
he'll look you up and down, and he'll say, "You swear to gods you honor promise, and we give you smelly grass."
I swear to the gods.
Swear on Tensel. He raises his axe.
I will swear on Tinsel, and I'll kind of say, my friend here also is blessed by Tinsel.
Oh. He looks to Killian.
If he takes his sword out, it's not aggressive. I just want to show you what his sword does.
Okay.
I'll kind of nudge Killian.
I'll unsheath it. What are you getting at?
You unsheath it, and the blade glows with this flame as it ignites. The orcs kind of I guess it would have done that before, but we'll just say it was not in flame because you weren't in combat. And we'll just say you purposely ignite it now, and it lights up, and they, yes, he is blessed by the god of war. We agree to give you smelly grass.
Vulek, what caused these giants and goblins to move into your territory?
We not know. We live in our land for past 20 years. All of a sudden, giant with army of goblin come and attack us. Very strange goblin work for giant.
Indeed.
He speaks in Orcish to one of the other ones. Get them smelly grass! And this one goes and leaves for a few minutes and then comes back, and he has 2 handfuls of these herbs and incense stuff that you guys are looking for. And he kind of brings it over to you guys. Oh, here.
Thank you so much.
What your names?
I'm Alice. This is Killian, and
People call me Tay. My name's kind of long and obnoxious. You can call me Tay.
Alice, Killian, and Tay. We look forward to you coming back so we may strike at the giants and goblins.
we will get stronger and get allies, and we will return.
Not take too long. In meantime, gather more orc, too.
Good plan. Good plan, my man.
Killian sticks his hand out to bro bump him.
Yeah, he will push the orc aside and clasp the way you grab forearms to shake hands. He'll just grab your forearm and shake it. You strong orc.
By the way, do you mind if we rest here tonight with you guys? Would that be okay?
Yes, fine, but leave weapons with... And he points to these 2 guards.
I can heal anybody that you have that might be injured.
Yes, we have injured orc. You help?
I will help.
Yeah, so he will bring you back, and there's just a few injured orcs. You can just expend 2 or 3 cure lights or whatever you have prepared, or your healer's way, whatever you want to use.
I have a total of 5 healers way, and I can do 5 cure lights, so...
Sure, yeah, if you want to waste them all, yeah.
I mean, if we're resting here and we're relatively safe, then I'll just do that.
Sure, yeah, you can heal up all their injured. You'll have like 2 healer's ways left and 1 cure light left, and everyone else, you heal up the injured orcs. And you guys can rest here. Is there anything you wanted to do before you just rest and wake up the next morning, or do you guys want to talk to each other before you go to bed, or?
I'll ask Tay if she has her keep watch available.
Give me about 6 seconds and it can be.
It's like, I'll be happy to stay up and keep an eye on us for the night, considering where we are.
I'll look at Killian. I'm making conversation while we're gathered around the campfire, I guess. So you don't like women, huh?
It's called sarcasm.
Oh.
Didn't Tay teach you that?
Well, I mean, you seemed pretty emphatic. There's nothing wrong if you don't like women. Some people don't like anybody. Some people, prefer men.
I mean...
Some people just don't like to blatantly, blindly trust every fae they come across.
I don't like most men either.
I wasn't blindly trusting. I just was trying to keep the fae from being mad at us.
And what does our guide think of all of this?
Yeah, he was just kind of like shivering in the back, but he seems to calm down now that you guys are just chilling for the night. And he kind of just looks exasperated. He says, "Oh, I'm glad you were able to do things peacefully. It would be a shame if you were to have to fight and kill these orcs, but to hear that their clan has been moved so far down the mountain by giants and goblins is worrying. Strange behavior for giants to rally some goblins to fight with them."
We should definitely let the Adventurers Guild know. That is worrisome.
Yes.
There's lots of movement going on. And it's definitely weird to see goblins and giants together.
Well, let us rest for the night, and I can hopefully guide you back safely in the morning.
We appreciate that.
He pulls out his bedroll, and he takes a rest, and you guys can keep chatting amongst yourselves or take a rest.
I'll stretch and I'll say, "Thank you for having our backs, Killian."
I'll nod.
I will...
I'll do my spells switcheroo and give him keep watch.
To
I'll
Killian?
ask...
Sorry, who's keeping watch?
Yes, Killian is.
Oh, okay.
I'll ask Killian if he needs a refill on his water skin before I go to sleep for the night.
Sure.
I will create water and refill his water skin for him.
Alright, I just brought out Charlie's character to give you guys experience for defeating these orcs in the RP way instead of killing them. Should have got experience now.
My, how we've grown.
But the war drums will continue throughout the night to a certain point, and then eventually they will die out. And you guys can sleep. And you will be, Killian, you are keeping watch. You'll notice that a lot of the orcs kind of eventually fall asleep. One or two of them are doing a rotation of staying awake and walking, doing like a patrol. They walk to the entrance and they walk back and kind of thing. They will make small talk with you, just asking like, oh, how did you, why did you leave the wilderness? Where do you live now? And stuff like that. You can choose to make small talk with them or just not converse with them if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'll just give them general answers like, well, I was born in the human city. You know, mother was half orc, blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha. Very nice. And yeah, the morning comes. You guys can rest, use your rest macro. Oh, you already done that. And yeah, all your abilities are refreshed and you're ready to head out, or unless there's anything else you want to say to them before you leave.
I would just reiterate that we will be back and, we'll be stronger when we come back.
Again,
I would going to advise that he maybe keep the war drums from playing so much to not give away their position. If you're going to plan a successful attack, you should wait until the last moment to start playing your drums if you're going to rally your troops.
They very far away. They not here. Drums give us strength in case we get snuck up upon.
Agreed, but surprises give you the advantage.
We keep that in mind.
Nothing else to say. So if we're allowed to move on, I would say let's move on.
Yeah, you guys collect your smelly grass, as they call it, and are ready to head outside. Is there any spells or anything you're doing, or are you just ready to walk outside?
Yeah. Ready to go.
I will, when we get outside, ask the others if it's okay if I collect some of the black elder fruit and chimera's fang.
Sure.
So yeah, that's what I would be looking for.
Alrighty. Yeah, you can step out and start to do that.
How much time do we have to get back to town to deliver this?
You guys have a week still to before the full moon, so not a super rush.
Okay.
Why?
No, just making sure.
I'm just getting something ready on the other map before I bring you guys.
Surprise, it's giants!
Giants! Alrighty, yeah, you guys step out of the cave, and while you are collecting herbs, you notice that there are these three things moving around in the water that you should be able to see from where you are. Yeah. And you can give me a knowledge dungeoneering if you want to identify them, but they're like ooze-like creatures just blobbing around. Yeah, you know these to be giant amoebas. They're neutral creatures. They're small mechanically. And yeah, so they usually are shapeless mass of living liquid protoplasm. They're naturally translucent with darker interior spots. It's sticky. They're the weaker cousin of gray oozes and black pudding. Giant amoeba is actually a mutated version of a harmless creature too small to be seen by the naked eye, grown dangerously large in size. Although happy to prey on creatures small the giant amoeba constant hunger often drives it to attack larger prey, such as humanoids. So if they're hungry, they might attack you if you get too close, or you could just ignore them. But they're just blobbing around.
Are they valuable at all? Well, I guess that would be, what, an appraise?
To, like, capture them?
Like, I mean, if we were to kill them, do they, like, typically have, you know, anything?
No. Killing them is probably not worth it, but if you were to capture one alive, probably would sell for a lot, because people would use these in stuff like that for anything. Having any ooze as, like, a captured thing is probably pretty valuable. Not, like, thousands of gold, but, like, hundreds of gold, probably. Tens of gold, hundreds of gold.
Pretty sure we don't have anything to capture it with.
Yeah, I don't have anything to carry it with.
How big is it?
They are mechanically tiny. I'm just double checking. They are mechanically small. So they are, how big are they? Doesn't really give me how I forget how big a small creature is. I think they're like 2 feet by 2 feet kind of thing. They're like half of a medium, I think.
I have a waterproof bag.
You could probably squeeze one in there. I don't know how you'd keep it in there though. It might blob out. And it also does do acid damage, so it might burn through the bag eventually if it tries to attack the bag. Unless you like sedate it or something.
It's okay. I just was wondering if this was something maybe valuable. I know Killian is in this mostly for money, but it wouldn't hurt if we all had a little bit of coin.
Sylvie, any suggestions? Or is this outside your expertise?
Just asking the guy, John.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm just getting rid of that as well, so you guys can see better. So sorry, you asked him if he knows what to do here, if he can try to capture them.
I'm asking if he has any suggestions about capture. If not,
I mean, if you knock it unconscious, you could take it with you in that bag, but I don't have any containers to hold these things. But yes, if you knock it unconscious, do non-lethal damage.
well, it's up to you two if we want to try and capture one.
I mean, at worst, we accidentally kill it and we gain a valuable experience.
Also, I'd like to draw your attention to how cool this water looks, but anyway.
I think the water is awesome, and I also like how the little oozes are kind of just skittering around.
Yeah, that's a new thing I found to just make things move randomly around the map. So what's the play? You guys are trying to knock these things out, or?
I'm kind of leaving it up to them. I'm saying that I'm willing to help, or if we just want to leave them be, you know.
Try, I don't know. We'll probably have to deal with them to get out of here anyways.
Okay. Killian, charge! Yeah!
I'm gonna attempt to just go for the last one.
Which one?
The
Oh,
one
the
at
one
the
very
bottom.
bottom? Alright. So these ones will be blubbing about, and you're going to ignore them, and you're just going to go for this last one over here.
Alright, so is this the one we're going for?
Let's do it.
Are you charging in to start things off?
Yeah, I'll charge in.
I assume not stealthily. I don't think you can really even do that. So we'll just roll initiative as you begin your charge. Just need an initiative from Killian. Perfect. Let me just get some combat music, even though I don't think this is going to be a very challenging fight, but you know, a fight's a fight. Alright, Alice, you have initiative.
Alright, I am going to offer Killian guidance.
Excellent. Tay.
On my turn.
Oh, I guess I need to well, I guess I need to
Yeah,
go
you
over
could have
to
been.
him.
Yeah, you could have been right beside him or whatever. Yeah.
I'm just not doing anything for now. I can't really do anything non-lethal, so.
All right, good thumbs up, icon guidance. Killian.
All right, I'll take the guidance. Charge in. Try not to kill this thing in one swing.
Yeah, I believe it's just -4 to non-lethal. You can use the flat part of your sword to just smack it. This is before the -4, right? Even though I think that's good enough. Its AC is 6, and you'll do 15 non-lethal damage, which is actually exactly its health. And it'll go exactly to 0. And ooh, as you smack it with your sword, boop, as it blubs around and collapses.
I'll just kind of be like, I think I got it.
Let me just add Charlie out here for this XP. Get him into combat. And combat, yes. And give split evenly XP. And yeah, what do you guys do? You guys collect the blubber into Tay's bag?
I guess try to shove it into the waterproof bag and.
I can put some create water in there so that it's got some water.
Oh yeah, that would actually help since it's a waterproof bag. Yeah, that's nice. You can kind of like fill up the rest of the bag with water, and it's kind of just suspended in the water, floating there. And yeah, you guys got yourself a little giant amoeba pet.
Nice.
Add that to your character sheet, Wendy.
Oh my god.
How much does this thing weigh?
It probably will just not weigh. It'll just weigh as much as like a water filled of that bag. Which, how big is your bag? It's just the waterproof bag, or what is it?
Yeah, it just says a leather sack sealed with tar or pitch keeps delicate items from being ruined by water. Items kept inside remain relatively dry, which usually makes it ideal for carrying books and stuff.
It can completely immerse for 10 pounds before enough water seeps into ruin.
That's if, like, you were trying to keep things dry and it got
Right.
immersed in water.
So it normally weighs half a pound. We'll just say it weighs a total of 5 pounds now, full of water. And this amoeba. I don't know if that's too much or too little. I don't know. Whatever, we'll just say it's 5 pounds.
I mean, a full water skin's about 4 pounds, so...
Okay. Yeah, we'll just call it 5 pounds then.
We should name it Bob.
Bob the Blob.
Bob the Blob.
We shouldn't get attached to it. Let's go.
Do you want me to do, like, a herbalism check to see, like, how well I collect herbs, or...?
Yes. Let's see how many you get. So, yeah, before you leave, you can do that check, and I can let you know how much of each thing you get. So, give me 3 checks. 1 check per fruit and herb you find. So, that'll be first one, second one, and 1 more. Okay, 31. You collect... 15 baneberries. And if you're putting this on your character sheet, I can give you like the info.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll do it. I'll give you the item.
Okay.
And then cuz it's just easy for me to copy and paste it. Create item. Baneberry. This is a consumable. Create new item. Description. And I'll put in this description for you because you destroyed the check. Let's see if I can quickly find a good icon for some berries as we put back on some music.
You've heard of good berries? These are bad berries.
Ooh, I do have some cool icons to use here. Alright, let me pop open your sheet and I'll give you your berry, first item. And you should have quantity 15. Alrighty. And the next one was the Black Alda. And what was your check? 18? You get 10 of these. Quantity 10. Let me get some fruit. Description of the Black Alda. I've never actually seen all these like herbal stuff in Pathfinder. It's pretty cool.
It is. I really like this. It's kind of a neat little side thing.
And the last one was the Chimera fruit. Chimera's Fang. And that one you got a 31, right?
25.
Oh, 25. Okay, so this one will be... Okay, let me adjust. That's a different quantity then. I thought I mixed the checks up. 25. That one will be worth 10. And Chimera's Fruit. Duration. Boom. Let's see how this copies in here. Yeah, copied in well. And let me get a nice cool icon for the Chimera's Fruit. Chimera's Fang. Chimera Fang, Chimera Fang. What looks like a good fang kind of exotic fruit, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing really too fangy. I'll just use this one. Alrighty, let's look at your character sheet and let's give you all your fruit. And let me adjust the quantities based on your checks. So the first one was 31, so I'm gonna give you that many baneberries. Then you had an 18, that's fine, and then you got a 25 on the Chimera. There you go. You've collected that fruit and it's on your sheet.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. And on your way back to the city, I believe?
Yep.
Excellent. Someone roll me a D100 to see how your trek goes. But once you get back to the city, I think that's a good place to probably call it.
Nice!
Let's see what you find.
It's a succubus.
Alright, you guys are walking along. And you see... Let's see. Is there a description of this? Why can't I find a description of this? Ah, here we go. Oh. I guess give me a knowledge, perception check. See if any of you guys even noticed this. So there's a pretty good stealth. 5, 7, 7.
Damn.
Unfortunately, none of you noticed this. So no worries. You don't notice this.
Ah!
And it doesn't fuck with you, so you pass on unawares to you. You probably hear some shuffling of leaves in the bushes, and you look around, but you don't really see anything. And other than that, you have a peaceful trek back. You get back to the city, and you can pay your guide 2 gold for the 2 days he's been out with you.
I'll just take it off my character sheet.
And yes, is there anything else you guys wanted to do to wrap the session up? Actually, you can turn in that herb if you the incense and stuff, and I can give you the monies and XP for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go up to the cleric, you produce the herbs and incense, he thanks you profusely, and he hands you a small little lockbox full of 400 gold.
Nice.
I don't know who wants to put that on their character sheet, or you can divide it up.
So I will discuss with the party. I'll say, should we, set aside some of this for, I'm blanking on Charlie's character's name, but...
Kryn.
Kryn. Should we set aside some of this for Kryn, or do you just want to split this 3 ways?
I'll set some aside for him.
Alright. Is that okay, Killian?
Sure.
Alright. So, I guess we'll each take 100 then.
Very nice. Alright, so I'll add 100 to his character sheet just for you, so you don't have to remember.
Awesome.
Where is that
my
inventory? God. Yeah, I saw that. I'm just going to give you some bonus
XP. I was like, oh my god.
Alright, I've given him 100 gold, and I'm just going to top you up on experience to level up. You did quite a bit this session, and you made some deal with some orcs, which I didn't give you experience for, but I'll give you a little bonus for making that deal to come back and help them. So that will have consequences if you don't.
Oh, that reminds me. I guess while we're there, we'll go ahead and tell the guild about the happenings on that mountain.
Yes, you can inform them that you've heard of this activity, and they'll take documented notes and let you know that they will probably be sending some scouts to get more info before they issue any bounties or warnings. Get an idea of what's going on, but they will put out a general warning that there is some increased giant and goblin activity in the mountainous areas. Which they let you know that many of the guild members do not venture to the mountain area anyway, so if you are going up there, it is for something outside the reach of the guild.
I'd like to get rid of this amoeba in my bag.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I would like to find someone that wants an amoeba.
Yeah, let's deal with that real quick.
I will help. I'll use my diplomacy to see if I can find a motivated buyer.
I will help by not helping.
Ooh, very nice. You guys can head to the market, and you will find one of the stalls here. A very affluent-looking elf will go kind of wide-eyed as you walk by and are kind of offering this amoeba to people, and you say, "Oh, what a fascinating creature! How much are you selling it for?"
How much are you offering?
Let us see. He has some strange currency, so let me look at my currency converter. How about 5 mithril coins? And he kind of pulls out these 5 bluish silver coins and kind of rolls them between his knuckles and his fingers.
I don't know. They look pretty.
Yeah, you're not too sure. You think they could be worth anywhere between 5 gold apiece to 100 gold apiece. Oh, Taya, yeah, you know exactly what they're worth. Mithril coins are worth 50 gold a coin.
So he's offering me 250 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say to him, 250 gold for capturing an amoeba and figuring out how to bring it back here. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a lot.
I mean no offense, as he kind of stops playing with the coins and kind of grabs them in his fist. You could sell these for gold, or you could melt them down and use the mithril. That's what it's usually for. Mithril
True, but
is a
do I
rare-
look like a crafter to you?
No. I would assume you'd go to a smith to get it done. It's much cheaper to have the resource yourself than to buy it.
Seems like a lot of work. I look to Alice.
Well, if you want straight coin, what are you trying to get a sense of? If he's lying? Or...
Yeah, just like is he lying? Does he seem like shifty, that kind of thing?
He seems very earnest in his opinions of what he's offering up here. And he says, if that is not interesting to you, I just saw the look about you and you look like adventurers. If you prefer flat coinage, I can offer you 500 gold. 5 or 50 platinum pieces, if you prefer.
I'm just thinking because it's like Jose's probably not going to need a new weapon, so the only reason we might want mithril is if Charlie wanted a weapon made, but I don't know what he's doing with his character. I don't think you and I have any reason for specifically wanting mithril.
Would it not be good for armor, perhaps? I mean, I know you can't wear armor, but I might.
5 coins won't be enough for an armor.
Yeah.
It would be enough for like a blade or something.
Yeah.
You could save it to work towards that, but just by itself would not work for an armor.
Yeah, I think we should go with the gold.
He opens up a leather pouch and puts 50 platinum coins in it and ties it shut. Hmm?
Do you happen to have a spare waterproof bag that we could trade out instead of the leather pouch? I kind of like having my waterproof bags.
He says, yes, sure, of course, I can throw that in. He takes the coins out and puts it in another bag that you recognize to be similar to your waterproof bag. He puts them in this waterproof bag for you.
Okay, I'll trade him and give him the waterproof bag with the amoeba inside.
Alright, remove the amoeba from your character sheet.
His name's
And-
Bob.
Ah, Bob. Very nice. We're gonna get along splendidly, Bob. He kind of just, like, caresses the bottom of the bag and, like, pats it.
This guy's gonna do weird things with Bob.
Oh my.
Okay, we can each take 125 gold.
Is that dividing it to Charlie as well?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll add that to his sheet. You said 125?
Yep.
125, so he has 226 gold now. Alright.
Pleasure doing business with you.
The pleasure was all mine. He gives you a nice deep bow.
Damn, I should catch more of those next time.
Get some more waterproof bags.
Yeah, any other shopping or any other concluding things you want to do?
Not for me. I don't know about you guys.
I think that's all I had in mind.
Perfect. Then let's call it a night there. GG everyone. Well played. And stream going down. Thanks for watching.